Andy, a tough afternoon and probably a day to forget.
Yeah, probably my toughest afternoon since been at the club, to be honest. That you start like we started here against a team that's bang on form and make the mistakes we make to give them 2-goal lead. You're in an uphill battle, and we made two pretty poor errors. We could have been more down. We was poor. I thought I can't dress it up any other way. We was completely off everything we're about today. And on the flip side, they were probably, I wouldn't say at their best, but they were bang on it, weren't they? They obviously saw the result that come through before, and this place was bouncing, and we couldn't cope. Let's be honest, I felt like we was a non-league team today.
Those afternoons are very few and far between, it has to be said.
Yeah, thank God, It's tough. Look, I can't really dress it up other than they were way better than us, and we were way off from what we've been. We had a couple of chances first half, but it's relevant talking about it. It really is. When you let the games that open and you make it that open, and everything I said to the team, and everything we worked on, we kind of went away from, and it just mystifies me. I don't know whether it's a bit of stage fright. I don't know whether the occasion. I don't know whether the start. I don't know. We haven't had too many of those days, and I don't want too many more. But it kind of does give you. It does make you look a little bit at your team, and you kind of, we're probably not quite as good as we think.
What do you say to the players after a result like that?
Wouldn't you like to know? Well, I think we should be embarrassed, really. I don't think I've been involved in too many 5-0s in my career. I'm sure some of the point out I have, but when the game, the frustrating thing for me is when the game's at 3-0 and you're away from home and you're having a tough day, we're still trying to do things quick and still trying to, play out from the back. And guys, we're 3-0 down. You're not going to pull this back, particularly the way you're playing today. So you've got to get some leaders out there and some people to sort of pull the team together and, right, let's just be solid for 10 minutes. But we just didn't. We started doing quick free kicks and quick this and quick that. And then we just kept making mistakes, and we was wide open. And if you're wide open against their front, let alone the rest of them, their front two, you're going to be in a world of pain. And then when they bring the players off the bench, I know George Byers, he's had a fantastic career, he's played at a high level. And when they're bringing players like that off the bench, you know that they got riches and players that we can only dream of. But then we should recognise that it's not the game to open it up and start trying to do things quick, and when we're already 3-0 down. There's some learning in there though as well. Let me tell you that there's some learning for me in there as well.
Will you be perhaps expecting a few players to be knocking on your door this week?
God, they'd be brave to knock on my door this week. Let me tell you, I think there'd be anyone who'd be brave to knock on my door this week. Yeah, I'm hurting a little bit, to be honest, because I don't like losing. I think that's quite obvious. I don't like losing like we lost today. I can accept losing against a better team, which they were by a country mile, but just the instructions, the work we've done, it just looks like one or two of them are just, I don't really want to say what I'm going to say, but one or two just look like they're on holidays, and I'm not accepting that.
A tough result, but the fans in good spirits today throughout.
Yeah, look, Jesus Christ, they must be hurting as well. They were brilliant when they clapped us at the end. What can I say? I can only say brilliant by them. What can I say? We was nowhere near it today, and thankfully they kept clapping and cheering us.
Drawing a line under today, Good Friday next week at home to Morecambe, and a side who will also be desperate for points for a very different reason to Port Vale. Well,
that's the thing I keep saying to the guys. There's no team at this stage of the season that hasn't got something to play for, and including us. We want to finish strong. And we've got to make sure that we do finish strong. I'm hoping today's one of those days where it's just one of those days at the office. But we'll see. We'll see how these boys react. And there's some good learning for me and the team and everyone around the club that this is the level we want to aspire to get to. But we're a long way away from this level. Let me tell you.
Andy, thank you for your time.
Thank you.